A month into freshman year at Riverdale, my boyfriend was stolen by my roommate. The guy loved money more than me. The moment Hayes hooked up with my old money-air roommate, Hayes speed-dialed me to break things off. Rory, after graduation my family will never let me marry someone from an ordinary background. Let's just end it, it's better for you. I snorted, hung up, and slid into the back of my family's Maybach. Never expected my longtime rival to choose that exact second to confess. Before we go on, subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're listening from. I'd always known Skylar didn't like me, but I hadn't dwelled on it. Girls sometimes clash, no big deal. It started before classes even began, when someone created our dorm suite group chat. Skylar entered and instantly sent a Venmo blast. After we accepted the money, the other two roommates and I gushed, jokingly calling her rich queen and our sugar sis. Skylar posted a photo of a designer handbag, claiming it cost more than an apartment in a second-tier city. One purse equals one condo. I believed her, because I own the same globally limited model, only 3 exist. Dad had given me the bag as my Ravenwood graduation gift. Small world, already 2 of the 3 had landed in my sightline. I didn't announce that I had one too. Dad drilled into me to stay low-key, flashing wealth courts disaster, and our family had stayed rich since my great-great-grandfather's day. Before move-in, my parents packed only logo-free, brand-invisible items. Still uneasy, Dad lectured me daily, study hard, stay humble, don't compare. Knowledge is the only asset you truly own, money is just trim. Hayes repeated that since kindergarten. Annoying, sure, but I'd taken it as gospel. Hence my straight-A transcript at Ravenwood. For 3 years, aside from my cousin, not one classmate knew my real situation. Staring at Skylar's photo, an oddish crept over me. I fetched my own bag and compared. Tiny mismatches G. Lard back. Mine came straight from the flagship, it couldn't be fake. Sky, where'd you buy that? I asked carefully. She said a personal shopper snagged it for her. It's limited and crazy expensive, impossible to find domestically now. Her next line, I can carry it only because my family's comfortable. Honestly, we're students, no need to chase labels. Sounded like a grounded heiress, right? So I felt obligated to warn her she might have been duped. Sky, maybe hit the boutique to authenticate. Shady resellers are everywhere these days. Seconds after I sent that, she DM'd, Aurora, what are you implying? I'd meant well, but she'd taken offense. I'd said my piece, so I deleted the group message and privately assured her I meant zero shade. On move-in day Dad picked the most nondescript VW Passat from the motor court and chauffeured me to the residence hall. Too many people uptown know me. Driver Lou will haul your things, I won't get out. Used to it, I hauled suitcase after suitcase upstairs with the driver. 7 floors, no elevator, luckily I was on 3. I arrived third, Skylar came last. She'd brought welcome gifts for everyone, me included, a Chanel skincare set. Sky the rich queen. This stuff costs a fortune, roommate squealed, stroking the bottles. Thanks, Sky. It's so pricey I feel bad. I didn't prepare anything, our shy roommate murmured. Despite our earlier spat, and her lavish gesture, I figured I should reciprocate. Sky, thank you. We'd all posted selfies in the group chat, so we recognized one another. No problem, keep it, just a trinket, Skylar said magnanimously. The afternoon stayed chill, until dinner. We'd agreed to hit the dining hall together, but after I fetched hot water I returned to an empty suite. I pinged the group, silence. Eventually the quiet roommate whispered that the 3 of them had gone ahead. Sky said you weren't coming, so we left. I replied with a single question mark, since when did I opt out? I don't know. Skylar claimed you bailed, so we went. Sorry, Rory. She added, want me to bring you something? I'd lost my appetite. No, thanks anyway. I'd never told Skylar I was skipping. Why sabotage me? They rolled in late, laughing. Only the shy girl tapped my bed frame. Rory, I bought fruit, want some? I almost declined, but thought better of it. Sure. Lights out, I still couldn't decode her motive. I texted, Sky, are we misunderstanding each other? Across the darkness her phone glowed, yet she stayed silent. I typed again, red exclamation, blocked. Cute. Later I realized Skylar had deliberately targeted my boyfriend. Correction, ex. He and I had shared a Ravenwood homeroom. On graduation day Hayes announced to the class Hayes secretly crushed on me for 3 years and asked me out. Hayes is easy on the eyes, mild manners, half the grade nursed a thing for him. I'd spent 3 years laser focused on grades, I'd had zero clue. But the crowd egged us on, and I didn't dislike him, so I said yes. I was perennial number 2, Hayes was 3. Our SATs were neck and neck, so we both enrolled at Riverdale. That summer Hayes invited me on a graduation trip. I almost said yes, but Dad forced me to intern at Vance for real-world training, supposedly prepping me to inherit. I told Blake I needed to earn tuition and living expenses. Hayes sounded crushed, so I bought him designer kicks with my internship wages, fibbing that they were knockoffs so Hayes wouldn't refuse. After the gift, Hayes never wore them. When I asked, Hayes'd smile and say they were too precious, my first present to him. Back then I melted. Your boyfriend treasuring your gift? Adorable. When I insisted Hayes wear them, Hayes'd nod and change the subject. I never noticed the contempt on his face. Now I know Hayes wasn't cherishing anything, Hayes was mortified at wearing fakes. The joke's on him, those shoes were legit, wasting away in a corner. I remember Blake and Skylar's first meeting at an early semester mixer. Near the end, A.S. Tranger shouted, "Aurora, some hot guy outside says Hayes is your boyfriend." I knew he had come to walk me home. I tried to leave, but class reminded us of after plans, so I invited Blake along. "Your boyfriend's gorgeous," girls kept whispering across the table. I smiled at him, already blending in, they weren't wrong. So Skylar shed her usual frost and added him on WhatsApp right in front of me. "Aurora, you mind if I friend your guy?" I hesitated, another roommate chimed, "We're all sweet mates, Rory's not petty." True, and we weren't at war yet, I wouldn't humiliate her. "If Hayes is okay with it, sure," I said. I assumed he would decline. When random girls asked, Hayes always smiled my way. "Sorry, my girlfriend's here," she'd get jealous. But Blake tapped accept without blinking. I watched them at each other right in front of me, and once the request went through, Skylar threw me a look that was pure. That glance made my skin crawl. I couldn't figure out what I'd ever done to her. I guess that was the moment Skylar and he started. For days afterward, when Blake and I ate together, Hayes'd toss off questions about her. Skylar had heat among the freshmen, an old money air with the face to match, and everyone watched her. So whenever Hayes asked, I shrugged it off as gossip. Until, 1 month later, she dropped a photo in our dorm suite group chat, her and Blake in a grand bed. I, meanwhile, was stuck at a family dinner downtown with my parents and the close family whose son, Chase, had gone to Ravenwood with me and followed me to Riverdale. The parents were best friends, Chase and I were arch enemies. As kids we stole each other's toys. Grown-up Chase turned into the perfect child my mom compared me to, so I loathed him even more. Know why I was forever ranked second in high school? Because Chase was immovably first. Pride made me chase his taillights for 3 straight years and never overtake him. Seeing him still flips that competitive switch in me. The afternoon he asked me out, Chase happened to walk past our classroom with campus on his arm. Everyone already whispered they were together. Not sure what possessed me, but the second Chase's eyes met mine through the window I said yes loud enough for him to hear. Hayes flicked me an indifferent glance, then turned back to laugh with campus and strolled away. "These two were born under lucky stars," Chase's mom said, smiling at me. "Rory, why don't you just marry into our family and call it a day?" His parents had pushed the arranged betrothal joke since kindergarten. Thankfully mine never took the bait. "Mom," Chase cut her off, annoyed. She shot him several "you're wasting your chance" looks but let it drop. Leaving the grand, Chase checked his phone, then lifted his gaze to me with a cryptic smile. True to form, the 4 parents headed off to Mahjong together. Mom and Dad climbed into the Sterling's car, waving goodbye, and I glanced back at Chase. "I'm heading home, catch your own ride," I said, same as always. Hayes didn't answer, so I took that as consent, until his hand closed around my wrist. "Problem?" I snapped, shaking free. His lips parted, then closed. Silent, Hayes held up his screen. There they were, Skylar and Blake half-naked in bed, Skylar staring into the lens while Blake kissed her cheek. I gaped, brain buffering. "Your boyfriend cheated," Chase supplied, ever helpful. Anger flooded me, not because he had been stolen, but because Chase knew, and now Hayes was shoving photographic proof in my face. While my mind hunted for a comeback, my phone rang. Blake. I picked up, ready for war, but Hayes spoke first. "Rory, after graduation my family won't let me marry someone ordinary. It's better we end this now, for you." I almost laughed out loud. From what I'd heard, his family was as ordinary as tap water. I didn't bother stepping away from Chase, the volume was loud enough for him to catch every syllable. So the photo was real. I ended the call, climbed into the waiting Maybach, slammed the door, and told driver Lou to step on it. Humiliated in front of Chase, I just wanted to disappear. Escape failed, Chase blocked the car. My parents had told driver Lou to drop him off, so the moment Hayes approached, Lou popped the rear door like a traitor. Chase slid in beside me. I turned to the window, watching his reflection and grinding my teeth. Aurora, Hayes began. I kept my smile on maximum polite. Yes? Your boyfriend cheated. I felt driver Lou's hands twitch on the wheel, his eyes flicked to me in the mirror, then away. I inhaled, steady and light. Probably just a misunderstanding. Chase swiped once, twice, then lifted the phone again. No misunderstanding, Hayes confessed. It was the dorm wall post, Blake and Skylar going insta-official. My cheek muscle spasmed. Heh. The situation broke me. I abandoned all grace. None of your damn business. Apparently Hayes couldn't read murder signals, because Hayes kept going. How could you, of all people, fall for a guy like Blake? Lou's gaze darted back, hungry for an answer. None of your damn business, I repeated, voice cracking, whether from rage or genuine hurt, I couldn't tell. In the window's reflection I saw him watching me. The passing streetlights wiped out the details of his eyes. Aurora, Hayes said, how about dating me instead? None of your, wait. Had I heard that right? What did you just say? His stare locked on mine. Be with me. I swear I won't hurt you, won't let anyone hurt you. A flush crawled across his cheeks, his earlobes looked ready to drip blood. Chase had always been the composed little adult, and I'd never seen him flustered, until now. Turns out even Chase gets clumsy when Hayes confesses. And I, bigger coward, yelled, stop the car, before the sentence fully landed. I bolted into the night before the door had finished opening. The cool early fall wind smacked some sanity into me, and regret arrived on its heels. Chase had just asked me out, and I'd run? After finally beating him, I'd fled like the loser. Total waste. I should have tossed my hair and crowed, haha, Chase, kneel at my feet. It's not too late to gloat, a voice said behind me. I whirled. Why are you here? I'm not letting you walk alone this late. Oh. So Hayes heard every word. Aurora. I looked everywhere but at him. What? You win. I like you. The shy boy from the car was gone, steady, slightly smug Chase was back. I'm the victor's trophy now, you won me. Hayes really couldn't help being an ass. Of course the parents found out about the confession. While Mom and our housekeeper packed my suitcases, she studied me like an Oscar-worthy actress trapped in a matron's body, stroking my cheek. I always knew. With my face on you, how could the sterling boy resist? I had no idea what she was proud of, but clearly my ridiculous competitive streak is hereditary. When driver Luke caught my eye, Hayes studied the weather. Lovely day, Vance. Mom beamed. Perfect. Drive safe and we'll do tea later. I glanced at the overcast sky. Right. The second we left the gates, Lou's phone rang, on speaker, volume generous. Lou, the Sterling cars are all in the shop. Pick up Chase on your way. All of them? The Sterling Motor Court holds a parade of Astons and Range Rovers. When Hayes climbed in I turned itchy, every nerve ending buzzing. Chase laced his fingers through mine and squeezed. I cursed myself for letting his earlier sweet talk sucker me into agreeing we'd move in together. Hayes settled our joined hands on his thigh. Panic attack. I checked the mirror, yep, Lou's grin was halfway to his hairline. The awkwardness was suffocating. After hesitating forever, I finally spoke to Chase. I heard every car at your house broke down overnight? Nothing broke. My mom just wanted me to ride to campus with you. Me? Haha, even more awkward now. Back in the dorm suite, Skylar was showing off her designer heels while her loyal sidekick gushed loud enough FO. Are the whole hallway to hear. The moment I stepped in they both clammed up. The quiet roommate darted a glance between Skylar and me. Technically, since Skylar stole my boyfriend, I should probably look at least a little angry. But what can I say? After your roommate swipes your guy and your lifelong rival confesses, you don't feel much rage. I'm actually a tiny bit grateful to Skylar and Blake. If they hadn't jumped in, I'd never have realized Chase has been secretly crushing on me for years. Skylar can't read my mind, so she opened with a classic feint. Aurora, who exactly is that resting face for? I turned toward the mirror on the desk. Do I look grouchy? Seems normal, just blank. You and Blake weren't married. Him dumping you to be with me is pretty standard, she said. I nodded along. You're absolutely right, thanks to you I now know he's a total pig. I walked up, patted her shoulder. You two are perfect for each other. Stay happy, sincerely. All three roommates stared like I'd grown a second head. I ignored them, packed my stuff, and flopped into bed. My phone buzzed, Chase asking what I wanted for lunch. I typed, on a juice cleanse. Air is filling, mortal food isn't my thing. Hayes didn't reply. After the screen went black, a hollow pang hit me, mood nosediving. Chase was right. How could I have been blind enough to fall for someone as trashy as Blake? The day before fall break, Hayes begged me not to go home, suggesting we book a hotel off campus and spend 7 days holed up together. Couple, hotel room, just the two of us. Honestly, Hayes probably planned to sleep with me and then ghost, except I'm a total mama's girl. One call from Eleanor and I bolted home. Without that call I would have been played like a fool. I really am an idiot. Chase nailed it. Knocking yanked me from sleep, then a voice drifted in, anyone named Aurora in 306? Her boyfriend's downstairs. Hayes says if she doesn't come down, Hayes is coming up. Huh? Aurora's boyfriend? Oh right, I'm Aura, and my official boyfriend is Chase. I checked my phone, 13 missed calls, all Chase. One text, Aurora, what's that supposed to mean? Are you backing out? I catapulted out of bed. 3 pairs of eyes tracked me, curiosity on max. On my way out I rubbed my nose and, first time ever, needled Skylar. I upgraded. Want to try stealing this one too? She glared, expression cycling through rage and disbelief. I'm not vengeful, and I still owe her for revealing the scumbag, but watching her deflate felt oddly satisfying. I bounced downstairs and spotted Chase at once, tall, takeout bags in hand, eyes on his phone, brow knit. Chase. I stopped in front of him, voice low. Hayes lifted his gaze, the rims of his eyes were faintly pink. Panic flared. I fell asleep, phone on silent. I didn't hear anything. Hayes looked away, refusing to answer. I swear, believe me, I wasn't ignoring you. I coaxed, don't cry. Hayes rolled his eyes. Who's crying? Sure, buddy. Eyes totally red and still denying. Okay, not crying, I said, reaching for the bags. Hayes dodged. Chase turned aside, muttering, it's cold now, inedible. Hayes walked a couple steps, glanced back. Dining hall's closed. Let's eat off campus. I snapped out of my daze and hurried after him. Studying his profile, I realized I'd never truly known him. I used to think Hayes was the steady guy described by my parents, but the shy teenage boy who confessed that night, and the flustered kid in front of me now, they're the real Chase. After spending more time together I learned steady is the last word that suits Chase. Hayes is childish, clingy, addicted to little tricks, and wants the whole world to know we're a couple. Hayes keeps accidentally leaving textbooks in my tote, so I'll deliver them. Eventually even the professor teased, Chase, your girlfriend's bringing your books again. Soon everyone on campus knew the cheated on Aurora was now dating Chase, the hottest freshman. Word came that Skylar dumped Blake almost immediately. She told him straight, I only dated you because you were Aurora's guy. She's moved on, why keep you? The quiet roommate whispered. I happened to walk by. Rory, don't tell anyone I told you, I don't want Skylar mad. I promised, but her words left me puzzled. Why does Skylar hate me this much? One afternoon I came downstairs and saw Skylar beside Chase, head tilted, talking up at him. My mood flipped from sunny to drizzly in a heartbeat. Chase's brows were knotted, Hayes looked done. The second Hayes saw me, Hayes grabbed my hand and pulled me away. What did she want? I snapped. Hayes peered at me, pinching my cheek. Nothing, asked for my number. I didn't give it. Grinning, Hayes leaned in. Jealous? I humphed and stayed silent. Chase spent the whole walk coaxing me. Most guys get annoyed. Hayes looked delighted, smile cemented in place, so sweet it could rot teeth. Skylar really did launch a full-scale siege. Part of me admires her, she'll chase my boyfriend under the whole school's judgment just to spite me. Too bad Chase is basically reinforced concrete. 2 months of effort and she hasn't pried him loose. Still hasn't gotten his WhatsApp. I almost feel sorry for her. A well-meaning classmate warned me, Skylar's a famous old money heiress, your boyfriend might cave. I laughed. My dad is one of the top tycoons in the north. If Chase were money hungry, Hayes'd cling to me. Not that Hayes needs to, his family coffers are deep. If Skylar slapped a wad of cash across his face, Hayes'd probably counter with a thicker stack and bury her. Nobody on campus knows my background. Because Chase resisted Skylar's bait and stayed loyal to poor me, Hayes earned campus hero status. Chase left for a week to compete in a national contest. Rose finally piped down. By the second day I felt off. Used to eating with him, I now sat alone and the food tasted bland. I snapped a photo of my tray and sent it, not noticing another plate in the frame. Mind if I sit? A bright Oi voice floated above me. I looked up, sunny smile, good looking. Despite the cold, Hayes wore only a skin-tight athletic top, arm muscles clearly etched. Plenty of open tables around, but I nodded anyway, cafeteria rules. You're a freshman? Hayes asked, settling in. I nodded again. Hayes grinned. Figures. Figures what? Meaning? Hayes kept smiling. Frankly, cute guys who beam like searchlights are blinding. If I weren't used to Chase's god-tier looks I might have been dazzled. Figures a pretty girl eating alone must be new. Otherwise she'd be snatched up already. Slick tongue, too. I said, so you're a sophomore. How'd you know? Freshmen aren't that oily. Juniors are cramming for grad school. Only sophomores are this free. His mouth twitched, the smile froze. I'm Hunter, what's your name? No interest, so I made one up, Rose. Hunter's mouth twitched again. After that I bumped into him everywhere. Each time Hayes greeted me like an old pal. Hey, Rose. Hayes announced. Hayes'd win me over. I told him I already had a boyfriend. Then why isn't Hayes eating with you? Dump him and upgrade. I explained Hayes was away at a competition. Hunter shrugged. I'll steal you before Hayes gets back. Hayes delivered that line with perfect confidence. His method was crude: gifts. Designer bags, latest iPhone. Hayes threw everything at me. I kept returning the loot. Hayes sent more, I tossed it. Finally I lost patience and chucked a bag into the trash right in front of him. When I vented to Chase, Hayes told me to ignore Blake. Wait till I'm back, Hayes said. Sure enough, Chase showed up the next morning. The moment Hunter came around with another gift, Chase told him to back off. Hunter didn't quit. Hayes kept chasing me for almost a month, until Chase slammed him to the ground and punched him out of my life. Everyone around me kept saying Skylar was seriously into Chase this time, and that she'd admitted it drunk. Whether her feelings are real or not is none of my business. If she managed to steal him, good for her. That afternoon Chase and I walked past the off-campus off-bean and overheard my name through the open window. Did you hear? Skylar paid some guy to chase Aurora. Dude slick, Aurora's gonna fall. Hunter's showering her with gifts, designer bags, shoes on repeat, little Aurora won't last. Huh, why's Chase even pretending? Skylar's loaded. If she wanted me I'd say yes yesterday. I was stunned. No wonder Hunter's timing felt staged. 2 brief meetings and Hayes was suddenly obsessed. I thought Skylar had gone too far, but I wasn't especially angry. Chase's face, though, darkened. I tugged his sleeve. Let's go. Ignore them. Hayes nodded. After dinner Hayes walked me to my residence hall. Usually Hayes waits until I'm upstairs, but tonight Hayes turned away the second I stepped inside. A bad feeling crept in. Sure enough, the moment I lay down the group chat exploded. A freshman had stormed the sophomore wing and started a brawl. I called Chase, no answer. I panicked. Hunter's a jock. If Chase had gone hunting, could Hayes even win? I couldn't sit still. I sprinted to Sterling. When I found him, Chase didn't look wrecked, just a split lip. Hunter was worse, face ballooned, bracing himself against the wall. Chase, are you okay? I brushed the corner of his mouth. Hayes grinned. Years of Krav, apart from you, I've never lost. We'd both been thrown into Krav as kids, but I don't recall ever beating him. Clearly Chase threw the first punch, and Hunter took the worst of it, yet I was inexplicably furious. Chase smiled at my scowl, pulled me into his chest, and ruffled my hair. Don't be mad. I'm fine. Dad raised me to be magnanimous. I already own things most people will never touch, Hayes said, so small losses aren't worth tallying. So I brushed off Skylar's freeze-outs, forgave her for stealing Blake, even shrugged at her hiring Hunter to seduce me. What I forgot was Chase's threshold. I can swallow bile, Hayes can't. I tracked W and the gossipers from off-bean and offered a figure they couldn't refuse. Just repeat what you know, I'll record it. They agreed eagerly. Please, Skylar started this with cash? Money is the one thing I'm not short on. Money fixes plenty, I just never bothered to use it against her playground schemes. Within hours the clip flooded the campus flea market group and the confession page. Besides Hunter's paid pursuit, I leaked how Skylar knew he was taken and still stole him. I ran my roommate's voice through a filter. Skylar would never suspect her. Once the bombshell dropped, anonymous sleuths piled on, exposing most of Skylar's flex posts as fake. Her designer fits were counterfeit, side-by-side authenticity pics became the hammer that pulverized her reputation. That night our other 2 roommates were out. Skylar stormed in, eyes blazing. Aurora, was it you? Own it or don't. I didn't hesitate. Yep, me. I simply shared the truth. I stared into her rage-reddened eyes. Skylar, I've always wondered, why the hostility from day one? I don't remember offending you. Huh? She snorted. Don't you remember what you wrote in the group chat before term even started? Months had passed, I had to think hard, then I recalled the handbag comment. I was only warning you not to get scammed by a fake seller. You know whether that sky bag was real. If my words hurt you, I'm sorry. I wasn't scared, a feud born of a misunderstanding felt pointless. But Skylar refused the apology or any truce. Too late for sorry, Aurora. Watch your back, I'm not finished. After that she cut class for days. Just when I thought it was over, she resurfaced in the group chat with a link. Our campus forum, headline blaring, co-ed sells body, kept by North Tycoon. Photos attached, me off campus hugging my dad, me climbing into our Maybach. Chase glanced over, puzzled. Does she realize that Tycoon is your dad? I finally stopped laughing and batted my lashes. Apparently not. Campus opinion flipped overnight. Scorn migrated from Skylar straight to me. No wonder her custom Italian pieces looked real, thought they were fake. LOL, stop bashing Skylar, birds of a feather. Skylar's better, at least she's not two-timing with some old sugar daddy. Chase's face darkened again as Hayes read. I kissed his jaw, coaxing. Stay out of it this time. Hayes hesitated, then surrendered to my wheedling. Right before newsbreak the school held its annual founders panel. Dad was one of the invited speakers. The instant Hayes walked on stage, whispers rippled through the auditorium. Everyone recognized him. Side eyes landed on me. I ignored them and focused on the stage. Before my speech, let's address the part you're actually curious about. Dad exudes refined calm, every gesture graceful. I inherited exactly none of it. Yesterday's trending tabloid story has kept you busy, but work delayed my reply, so here I am in person. Hayes smiled at the crowd, then delivered the line that stunned Riverdale. The girl in those photos is my and Vance's biological daughter. Gasps exploded. I smiled serenely, catching Skylar's glance. She spun around, disbelief plastered on her face. Holy crap, Aurora's the real heiress? My bad, milady. Classmates apologized, trying to chat me up. I answered politely, though I couldn't care less about their sudden goodwill. After the panel Blake called, I realized I'd forgotten to block him. I let it ring out and blacklisted him for good. Someone knocked. Are you Aurora? I nodded. There's someone downstairs for you. I thought it would be Chase, but Blake stood outside. When I turned to leave, Hayes grabbed my hand. Rory, I'm sorry, it was all Skylar seducing me. Give me another chance, please. I tried to shake him off. Hayes clung like a sticker. Rory, I love you. Please, my ordinary family isn't good enough for you, I sneered. Seeing my frost, Hayes dropped to his knees. Rory, I messed up, please. As I struggled, another hand clamped around his wrist. Hazy. Pet and let go. Get lost, Chase growled. He swallowed, scared, but blustered. Chase only wants your money, Rory. I'm the one who truly loves you. I nodded, stroking Chase's cheek. Sure, Chase is my kept man. He opened his mouth, one glare from Chase sealed it. After Hayes slunk away I asked, what brings you here? Chase rubbed the wrist he had touched. If I hadn't come, someone might have stolen you. No one else was around. Chase pulled me close. You just claimed you're keeping me, so you'd better keep me for life. I laughed and nodded. Deal. Thanks for listening to today's story. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up and share with friends. We can't wait to read your comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more, and see you next time.